All right, so we just looked at the letters nu and xi. Nu, remember that looks like the V, but it's actually the Greek equivalent of the English letter N or nu. And this is the xi. Remember that looks kind of like a roller coaster, corkscrew, and so the kids on a roller coaster say xi. That should help us remember that. This time I want to cover Omicron, P, and rho. P and rho. All right, so the Omicron is, as you can imagine, the Greek equivalent of our, what we would call our short O. That's why we call it Omicron, not Omicron. It's the omega and the Omicron. I want you to hear the two words in there, being the short O sound, and micron is a word for short. So the short O is the Omicron. And I prefer to pronounce that as the Omicron. Some people choose to pronounce it as an O sound, but I prefer to keep that for the omega, and you can hear O mega, the long O, mega O. But this is the Omicron. And again, just form that by making like an English O. Most of you are familiar with this letter, and you'll be tempted to call it pi. In the Erasmian, we will pronounce that as the P sound. You can call it a pi if you want. Might make you hungry, but that's okay. But that's the pi or P. Prefer to call it P. And that's just the P sound. P, P, P. P, P, P. And that's straightforward. Just make the crossbar, make two down slashes, and you've got the Greek letter P. And if you think about it, O, P, in the English would come together. Now this one, next one, after the P, if this is the P, then this can't be the P. And it looks like the English letter P, and that'll trick you sometimes. And this is one of those early tricksters. But this letter is the letter rho. Rho. And that, you start below the line, come up, and make your little curl. And this is, if I added this to it, you could see what the letter is. That's actually the Greek equivalent of our letter R. Now, it was pronounced a little bit with a rough in the beginning, more like rho. You can almost hear an 8 sound in front of it. And so when it begins a word, it'll often have what we call a rough breathing mark, which will make it more of a rho sound. But if you just want to make the R, that's okay too. But just remember, early on, you're going to think this is a P, but it's actually the Greek letter rho, and it's like roll, Randy, Rand Paul, whatever. Um, that's the Greek letter rho. Omicron, P, rho. Omicron, P, rho. So if we go up top here, we're going to go lambda, mu, nu, xi, Omicron, P, rho. P, rho. Omicron, P, rho. Kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, Omicron, P, rho. I'll give you a delay so you can say it quickly as you can, and I'll follow up with that. So go ahead and say it before I do. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, P, rho. Not pi, remember it's P. Omicron, P, rho. Lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, P, rho. Omicron, P, rho. Xi, omicron, mu, nu, lambda, iota, theta. Let's say them all together. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron,